Today on the channel, we're taking a look at our latest Ford Transit extended build. Stay tuned. Hey everybody, Matt here for AVC and welcome back to the shop. On today's episode, we're taking a look at this latest build out from AVC here, and this is a Ford Transit high roof 148 wheelbase extended body. So the extended body is the largest van they make. The high roof extended is the biggest Transit you can get. So this has a ton of room inside for all sorts of stuff, and this one is built for 4. So using this extended van is gonna give all 4 people enough room to actually be comfortable in this van. And it's a fairly limited build, but we'll get to that in just a minute. First, let's talk about the platform. This is an all-wheel drive EcoBoost Ford Transit. We did no lift, no new tires, no new nothing. It's bone stock. This is gonna give them the best mileage and saves them a bunch of money. They don't need to spend a bunch of extra money on all those upgrades. Frankly, they're kind of vanity things. And by sticking with it bone stock, you're gonna do a ton of highway miles. It's just really practical and smart. So this is kind of more of a base model. So it has these standard headlights. They do have the blackout appearance package, which is kind of cool. I didn't know they did a blackout appearance with the standard headlights. No 360 camera, anything like that. There's no front-facing camera, anything like that. Just the rear-facing camera for parking. Okay, if we cruise around here onto the driver's side, over here we added a C.R. Lawrence T-vent window. So this is a picture window over a double awning casement window. We like this window if you're gonna be in wet places or you don't exactly know where you're gonna be. It allows you to have all the venting you need no matter what the weather is. And then because this is an extended van and they wanted to add some extra venting low in the back of the van, we did a C.R. Lawrence window here at the back. This is the 297L and 297R. The 297 is for the extended van and it gives you this extra long window here at the back, again with double casement awning window at the bottom. We have a 30 amp shore power plug down here for our EcoFlow power kit. We have no accessories on the back of the van, so prime real estate. If they need to add some extra storage, this is gonna be a really good option to add some storage here. And then finishing out, coming around to the passenger side, we have that other 297R window, right, R for right side. And then we added a picture window from AM Auto. So just standard glass, non-operating, anything like that. I always like this kind of glass for the slider door. Just keeps everything super simple. Of course, we did our AVC blackout rail to keep this thing looking nice and panda. And that's it, let's take a look inside. Before we get into the layout of this van, let's talk about some of the color choices they made for their interior base package. So starting off with the floor down here, we're going with a TwoTech 2 Comet Infinite. Comet Infinite is kind of gray, but it has a little bit of warmth to it. So it has maybe a little bit of brown depending on the light that's coming onto it. Here on camera, it's probably coming through as very gray because our camera light is kind of on the colder spectrum. But it matches really nice to our burn silver gray fabric. And that kind of leads us into the wall kit. So we used burn silver gray to do our blobs up here, to do all of our window returns, and those match the best to our factory headliner. So this way, if you're not really sure what you want to do for blobs, things like that, going with that burn silver gray is the best option because it just blends seamlessly into the Ford plastics and everything up front. For their wall kit, they chose our felt wall kit in Atlantic. So the Atlantic is kind of this blue-green colorway. It's really green, but it has just a little bit of a blue hue to it. So it's on the colder side of a green. I think it's a really, really nice looking wall kit in here. On the ceiling, they did the bamboo ceiling. We did just a semi-gloss finish on the ceiling and we did a blackout on everything. So we have a blackout AC, we have blackout lights, and back in the back, we have a blackout fan, which is kind of a cool look. I think that contrast black and bamboo looks really sharp. For their cabinets, they chose a GR21, which is just a dark gray powder coat from Cardinal. This is one of our standard options we have here in the shop. I don't have an RAL equivalent, but it's just kind of a nice dark gray colorway. And then for the countertops, they did Toasted Coconut by Wilson Art. Toasted Coconut is mostly a white countertop, but it has little tiny brown specks in it, and that really ties nicely together with the ceiling and with that little bit of brown in the flooring down below. The last colorway you're gonna see in here is this black hex ply. The customer wanted a very one-off solution for the back of the van, and so rather than invest a bunch of time into an aluminum cabinet for them, we did a custom job in wood cabinet for them, and so you're gonna see some black hex ply in the back here. It's kind of a pretty common thing in the industry, and it works really sharp for just like a simple bed system in the back. Now let's move on to the layout of the vehicle. So down here at the base of the van, we have our insulated subfloor system. Remember, that's 1-inch poly iso foam with a 1/2-inch Baltic birch top layer. That matches really nicely with these JMG seats because it fits over the top of the whole seat plate. So we have these seats looking really seamless down below, and that leads me into the seating. So we did no swivel seat on the front seats. They didn't get swivels from the factory. Customer said, you know, this is something I can do at home, which is a really great way to save some bucks. Underneath the passenger seat, we did an S-bar furnace. We are in Colorado here, so keeping things nice and warm in the van is gonna be important for them. So we have a S-bar AS3 B2L furnace up here, and then we added the 12 volt in the front, so you can do stuff like pump up paddle boards, add an electric cooler, something like that. The second row seating back here is by JMG Systems Engineering. Our friends at JMG make really great, safe seats that are really comfortable, and they have some bigger kids, so we pushed these seats back a few extra inches, and we wanted to make sure we had lots of room to lounge these seats. So you're gonna see a lot of room behind me here, but the kids can now lounge back. They can get a lot of different angles in here, so they're gonna stay comfortable on long road trips. Of course, next to the kids' seats, we have a 110 and a USB outlet up here to keep on-road entertainment charged up and ready to go. So over the top of the driver's seats, we have overhead cabinets here. We have full height overhead cabinets because we're not over a bed and we're in an extended van. So we have a really tall overhead cabinet up front. We have a tall overhead cabinet over the top of our countertop back here. Of course, we have task lighting underneath these, so we have nice direct light on our countertops. And then opposite those over here, we have a modified short overhead. Because this is the sink and because it's over the doorway here, we wanted to do a nice short overhead to push this up and out of the way. That way we're not encumbering into the doorway here at all. But we still get some extra storage up above with its own task light, and this is going to just add that extra little bit of storage that they need. Up over the top of the doorway, we have our EcoFlow Power Kit touch control panel. We also have our interior cabin lighting and our S-Bar controller. Cabin lighting is split into 2 zones, so we have a front zone and a rear zone, and of course both of those are on dimmers, so we can get the lights nice and low for evening and not wake everybody up if we have to sneak out in the middle of the night. So we decided to go with a very simple split kitchenette in this van. We did cold running water over here on passenger, and then on driver, we opted for no fridge, and we went for just a bunch of storage. Because of the family of 4, they wanted to make sure they had enough storage for everything, and this is a smart trade-off in my opinion. They have enough room for an electric cooler, they can sneak it under the bed, maybe behind the seats or in the back of the van, but this gives them the ultimate flexibility. So over here on the driver, we did a 4-drawer stack setup. Nice big wide drawers. These are 26 inches wide. So we have 2 shallow drawers on top and then 2 deep drawers down below. They're gonna get a lot of storage in here. Okay. Then over here on the passenger side, we have a nice big sink cabinet, lots of storage underneath the sink. We have a fire extinguisher in here on the MOLLE panel on the inside of the door. Then up above, we have a nice deep stainless steel sink, so they can have plenty of room to wash all the dishes, anything like that. Back here in the bed, you're gonna notice something missing. There's no mattresses in this van. This is another spot that the customer chose to save a couple of bucks. Instead of doing our standard mattress, they're gonna provide their own. So they're gonna buy something on Amazon, something like that, maybe trim it down to size if they need to, but we have 2 queens back here, and I think everything's gonna fit just fine with 0 trimming. In the extended van, it's really nice. We can get a complete queen size bed back here, even between our lift columns, and still have room for the kitchenette and second row seating in there for the kids. So back here in the back of the van, we have a double bed configuration, and this is kind of a new one for AVC. I've done a lot of dinette seating in the back, but nothing that was specifically made for just beds in the back. So we made a couple of design choices for this to try to maximize as much room as they could. First of all, we made the benches or the boxes here as low as possible so we get the most vertical height so that these double layer beds are gonna be as comfortable as possible inside. That meant going a little bit wider so we have a narrower aisle than we normally would like, but that's just one of those considerations, and sleeping is gonna be our first priority for any van build. We wanna have comfortable seating no matter what. We did make these center sections removable, so if they wanna move like a couple of bikes in here, or maybe the parents go on their own trip, they wanna put some extra storage in here, that's possible. Always nice to design a little bit of flexibility into your build out. With that in mind, with the bed down, they wanted to make sure they had some ventilation for the lower bed down here. So we put in these CRL windows that we mentioned on the outside of the van on both sides so they can get good venting on both sides of the van, and that's gonna access venting for this lower bed when that upper bed's down in position. This is a tough one to figure out because we didn't want a giant window back here in the back of the van, but we wanted to get low venting so that we could get venting to this lower bed. Putting our standard pill window in here would be too high, so they wouldn't get any kind of venting down below. And doing like double layer pill windows would look honestly kind of goofy, so we decided not to do that either. So this CR Lawrence window made the most sense for this build out. Inside the utility cabinets on the right and left side, over here on the passenger, we have our water system. So this has a 20-gallon freshwater tank. We have our pump, we have our shower mixer here at the back, and we have enough room for a hot water tank in here in the future. We pre-wired for a hot water tank, and our plan was to put a Poonman 9-liter tank in here. Just enough room to have a shower, to do some dishes at night, but nothing overly sized. So we left room in here to do that in the future if the customer decides to do that. Then over here on the driver's side, we have an EcoFlow Power Kit. This is a 5K power kit with room for an additional 5K battery. So we do have a rooftop AC up here. If we want to add more capacity to this battery system, we have the room to do it, and that other battery is going to fit perpendicular right here inside this cabinet. That is also what dictated the depth of this cabinet, was getting that big battery perpendicular in here and making sure we had enough room to do at least 10K of power. So I'm going to lower this upper bed so you can see how much room we have for both of these beds. The bed system has 25 inches of change in here. So the bed can push up 25 inches and it can come down 25 inches. We have to have enough room for the bed to come all the way down, because if the system needs a reset, we need to be able to bumper out down here. Now, if you think about it, if we had the bed up here, we have 39 inches of room in this upper bed, which is plenty of room for adults to sleep in. So if you were putting bikes down below, we have 39 inches below, all the way to the floor, and then 39 inches above. So if we wanted to put a couple of mountain bikes in the center aisle, we could do that. We could go on a 2-person mission and have lots of room in here. But if we wanted to bring it up a little bit more, we could kind of even it out between the two, and then everybody's gonna get, you know, enough room to sleep comfortably without feeling like you're in a Navy bunk. So now we have the bed in the middle configuration. This is for double sleeping. So we have 28 inches of room down here in the bottom bed and 28 inches of room up here in the upper bed. Now this is gonna be enough room to sleep in here comfortably. You can roll over. You're not gonna feel like you're scraping against the ceiling, but you're splitting up between 4 people in the van, and that's gonna be kind of a compromise, right? We're not gonna have a ton of room, but I think 28 inches for each bed is a pretty good solution. So back here at the back of the van, a couple final details to point out. We have a 110 and a 12-volt charger back here at the van, so if they wanna plug in their cooler at the back, they can. We have rear door storage, so they can access some extra storage back here until they add that second battery. Then over here on the passenger side with the water kit, we have our Tetravan portable shower. So this they can still do a rinse out kit here at the back of the van. They can wash off a dog, wash off a kid, wash off a bike, whatever they want. Even though it's cold water, still gonna add a lot of usability to the back of the vehicle here. Well, that's it for this van tour video. If you have questions about the design choices we made or some of the components we put in this van, go ahead and hit us up in the comments below. If you want to put some of these components in your build at home, go ahead and check out the link in the description below, or go to avcrig.com and you can order these for your van build. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you on the next video.